What's up, YouTube? Today is Wednesday, November the 18th. A little over 4 weeks out from the competition. Again, based on pre-schedule, which is going to stay the same until the Sunday before the competition. Right now, the pre-schedule is just saying the 19th or the 20th of December. So that weekend, that Saturday or Sunday. So I'm looking at 4.5 weeks out. Weight is good right now. Again, I'm just doing a slow cut. I'm waking up right at 220 flat right now. I can be 222 with gi on. My gi weighs about 4.5 pounds. So again, let's just say 5 pounds. So I need to be 217, no heavier than 217. So the goal for me is going to be get down to around 216, 215, and be comfortable going in, because not all scales are the same. So again, just still pushing forward with the diet. My training is ramped up. Unfortunately, I didn't record. I forgot to record last night. I'm going to put a small clip after this segment ends from last night. After I trained, I turned the camera on and spoke a little bit. Last night was very intense. Just a normal class, working on technique and some rolling, but at the end of class, we did a competition style training where I did just round after round after round with only a minute rest. Anyone watching this has competed know that typically if you compete and you win your round, you normally get at least 10 minutes, I would say. On average, at least 10 minutes before you fight again. Sometimes I've waited as much as 30 minutes. So I always tell people, on average, you're going to get about 15 minutes to rest, because just resting one fight. So for example, let's say you fight in the semis, you win. Okay, you have to wait on the next fight to take place. Now granted, it could end fast, but it could take the whole 5 minutes. So now you've got, that rest. They're not going to let the person that just won immediately have to fight again. So now he gets some rest. So now you're looking at least 10 minutes there. So I would say on average, you're going to rest no less than 10 minutes, 15 minutes. What we're doing though is I'm doing, instead of 5-minute rounds, last night we did 6-minute rounds for some reason, but I just did whatever my professor told me to do. We did 6-minute rounds. And as I said in the video, which you'll see after this, 6 rounds or 5 rounds of 6 minutes, but only 1 minute rest between each round. So it was brutal. I know for some people that doesn't sound like anything. Again, I'm 43 years old, Master 3. Also, I carry a lot of muscle, and muscle requires oxygen. So I would say, I like to think I have good cardio, especially for my age and my size, but the type of training, the intensity, rolling with a fresh person that's trying to take your head off every round, and you're just getting progressively more tired. And I'm trying to really push the pace the whole time in the round. I'm not trying to just, okay, I got my position, I'm gonna rest. Not only am I trying to get good training, but I'm really trying to, build up my cardio, my stamina, because I know for me, personally, some of my hardest rolls were when people really tried to take it to me. Didn't give me any spots to rest. And that happens a lot when I'm rolling with the younger guys, 18, 19, 20-year-old purple belts. It's brutal because they just don't get tired. So I'm trying to take that same energy when I compete, because so far I've had 22 fights. I've had 22 fights. I'm 21-1. Again, my only loss was a 0-0 reps decision. But in my fights, I try to take it to my opponent. I don't want to give them a chance to rest. So, win or lose, maybe sometimes that's not always the right way to play, but that's my style. And it's worked up to this point, so I'm trying to take that to the next level with this training. And I'm definitely training. I'm not trying to sound cliche. I know this is something all fighters and people say, but I've definitely never trained so hard for something like this, performance-based. Now, granted, my bodybuilding shows, I would actually say that was harder not because of the training. I think this training is harder, but with bodybuilding, I would say the diet is a lot more brutal with the caloric deficit and whatnot. So I wouldn't say this isn't harder than that, but in terms of the training intensity, this is the hardest training I've ever done personally. And I've competed for CrossFit, I've done a lot, but yeah, this is like, in CrossFit, even though it can be extremely like intense, you can rest if you want, you can slow down if you want, you can dictate your pace. When you've got an opponent, like maybe I reach a point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a little breather here. Maybe I can't. Maybe he explodes in that moment where I think I'm gonna take this breather. No, like you actually have someone else, you know, that you're competing against that plays a role in that. So I would say Jiu-Jitsu is quite a bit different. Not to get long-winded, I've already talked over 6 minutes, but today I'm not gonna be able to make it to the gym to lift weights because right now I'm on a break. I'm teaching English as we speak. Even though my full-time job is nutrition, I think I've mentioned before, I teach English and my students are on a break right now, so I thought I'd make this video. So I'll be teaching English all day, and then I'll train Jiu-Jitsu tonight. I'll try, if I can remember, I'm horrible about this, I'll try and remember to video some of it, and then I'll put today in that little video from last night on one video. So until then. Oh, I'm freaking dead.
Holy monstro! Campeão mundial!
6 rounds, 5 rounds, 6 minutos, 1 minuto. Fuck. Eu falo em português. I just did 5 rounds, 6 minutes, even though my fights are only 1 minute. 5 minutes. We did 6-minute rounds. Fresh man. Every round I was the only person in the middle the whole time. So they're having me stay after class and do some competition style training. So, scupa. So yeah, 5 rounds, 6-minute rounds, 1 minute rest in between. Purple belt, then a blue belt, then a black belt, then the purple belt, then a blue belt. And I won 4 of the 5 rounds, and the black belt beat me 1 advantage to nothing. So I'm happy with how everything went. I'm really glad they forced me to do that, because even though I think I train really hard, if I was controlling my training, I 100% would have probably stopped after 3 rounds. Those last 2 rounds were torturous. So get the right team around you that's gonna push you. They know how much you can take. I felt like I was dying, but they knew I could take more. So I'm very, very thankful to have such a good team. So today is pretty basic. I didn't really film anything today except for this right here. I should have filmed the rounds, but I'm not used to filming. I think about it after the fact. I don't know when I'll put this video out. Maybe I'll do some stuff tomorrow and put it out too. So we'll see. But anyway, until then. I filmed this after the class was over. There were so many people in class I couldn't get any good footage. So I stayed after and I did a few extra rounds, and I actually wanted to start each round in close guard. I prefer starting rounds on my feet and doing takedowns, but I wanted to work from my guard in these particular rolls, and I was able to get a couple rolls on video. Coração sem direção, um ano só.
Sabe? Monstro. Olha, galera, na experiência aí, ó.
Numa perna, no pescoço.
Tirar essa roupa molhada. Tchau, meu amor. Se cuida. É minha ex-namorada, Gabriel. Isso aí tem áudio agora, o fone pode usar isso contra a minha pessoa, pode mandar. Minha namorada. Deusão.
É, Rony, vai postar isso aí.
Ô, Rony. É.
Pastor. Ele mostrou 10 minutos atrás.
Boa, Rony.
Obrigado.
Ô filho, tava dormindo já, mano?
Eu gosto muito.
Não, pode.